The devs for Soulmask posted a new fast Q&A on their Steam store today, and it gives us a glimpse into what they're going to be working on for future updates. So let's dive right into it and see what they have in store. First of all, are there more masks on the horizon? The answer is absolutely. As the title of our game suggests, masks are the essence of Soulmask. Creating new masks is at the forefront of our priorities for introducing fresh content. At the same time, given its significance, we're taking our time to ensure every mask is unique, enjoyable, and offers something fresh. This process may take some time, but trust us, it will be worth the wait. And I want to know in the comment section below, what type of things would you like to see associated with future masks? Throwing tanks are so annoying when dealing with multiple enemies at once. Man, do I complain about this when I'm playing the game and I go up against multiple enemies, or sometimes just even one enemy throwing these tanks at you. Slime is probably the worst tank at this point in time. But their answer is, we hear you, some enemies are using these items too frequently. We're going to limit how often they can use them and set a maximum limit soon. I think this is very important for the game, probably more the maximum limit that they have than how often they use them. I'm okay if they have like 4 of them and they use them all up back to back. I feel like that wouldn't be as big of an issue, but going up against one that just has an unlimited amount of these tanks to throw at you is very, very annoying, and I'm glad that they're taking a look at this. I've been waiting for this to come to the forefront, but what happens to tribesmen of long inactive players? Any protection or inheritance mechanism? And honestly, I feel like they should go down the route where they just wipe the inactive ones, but this is their answer. We're aware of the issue. Tribesmen of offline players can pose challenges for their respective tribes. We're cooking up a few potential solutions, gradually releasing control of inactive players' barbarians to active players, allowing other players to claim them. We're still evaluating these options carefully, as the ownership of tribesmen is a sensitive matter. Rest assured, we're working on a solution. And honestly, I think the problem comes into play when some base has decayed and those tribes people are still there, and you want to build in that location. So I think a function of them just dying off or deciding, well, this tribe doesn't exist, the bonfire's been gone for 5 days, and so now I'm just going to leave and walk away. I'd be okay if there was a system where you could walk over to some decaying tribesmen and deter them or allow them to join your tribe, but I feel like this should be a very short window. Any plans for more furniture and decorations like carpets and cabinets? They say yes indeed. Our construction designer Jay is excited to keep adding new decorations for your homes. Get ready for the exciting update featuring fresh decor items like carpets, houseplants, and more coming your way soon. I'm very excited for this. I think right now we have very little that we can use to spruce up our base. Most of those are going to be specimens that we hang on the wall. So I'm really excited to see more of these kind of items coming into the game. And I hope that these just are in the furniture tabs that we've already unlocked, so that we're not needed to spend more points in order to unlock these things. People are abusing PvE servers by luring wild animals to destroy our bases. Help! We're on it. This is a problem that many PvE server players find frustrating, and we deeply understand that we need to address it. Our upcoming update will introduce a new mechanic on PvE servers. All constructions within your bonfire's radius will be invulnerable to non-invasion wild creatures. This should help protect your home. Can we have more followers? After some deep contemplation from Joyce and Zima, we're happy to say yes. We're tackling this in 2 phases. In a future update, we'll let players and dedicated server admins tweak the max followers setting so you can bring along more tribesmen. Further down the road, Joyce is exploring ways to make your tribesmen smarter in combat, acting like a disciplined army that executes your commands during battles. This is still in the planning stages, but it could really change how you fight with your tribesmen. And honestly, I think if we go back to the idea of adding more masks, maybe there's a mask out there that allows us to have more followers at the same time. I wouldn't be adverse to having that function there with a totally different mask. We need a better way to move our entire tribe. Well, starting this week, you can now use your personal teleporters to move your tribesmen. So there won't be any more long, risky treks as long as you have the personal teleporter in both places that you want to move your tribesmen. Remember that there are still rules on official servers about how much can be in their inventory. I don't believe you can travel with anything in your backpack, but your hotbar and armor is okay to go through on both yourself and your tribesmen. The enemy's ability to dodge ranged attacks seems overly effective. I found this very true when using a spear. There was a lot of times where I'd toss the spear and they'd be out of the way before it got there. I don't feel like they dodge as well when you're using a bow, but I don't use a whole lot of bows, so it may be really effective against bows as well. But they said they noticed this, that some humanoid enemies are too good at dodging arrows and thrown items. We'll tweak their AI to balance their defense and dodging when confronted with ranged attacks. Now, I understand what they're doing here, and it probably is something that needs to be looked at, just like when the enemies throw the tanks at you like slime. I think those things need to be balanced, but I want them to be very careful when they're going in and making these changes, because Soulmask is a game that has some teeth to it, and I don't want them to take away all the teeth in the game and make it far too easy. Can we please get an option to adjust load limits in single player mode? Your wish is our command. Expanding single player customization is a big focus for us. With this week's update, you can now adjust the load coefficient in the advanced settings menu. So if you're on a solo game or if you're hosting your own server, you can go into the coefficient settings and change the limits for max load. Quite possibly the most important line comes right at the end of this post. By the way, our first major update is coming up as we approach 1 month since launch. Keep your eyes peeled for teasers and sneak peeks in our upcoming developers updates. Thanks for playing and keep the feedback coming. Now, honestly, before I even read this line, I was going to say that after the time that I've spent being around Soulmask and being involved with the team over at Soulmask, I'd be surprised if there wasn't a whole lot more that they're working on than what they've said in this Q&A. I can't tell you how many times I have said, hey, Soulmask, I think this would be really cool, or it'd be nice if you changed this feature, and I couldn't even turn around fast enough and that feature was in the game or that thing had been tweaked. And I really feel like their dev team is on top of things, so much so that you don't even know you have the problem until the patch notes came out and you go, oh wow, that's what was actually happening, and they've already fixed it. And I'll be breaking down those developer updates and looking for those teasers and sneak peeks, and I'll break those down for you right here on the channel. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. Don't forget to whack the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content. And if you don't want to be out of whack, there's another video on the screen right now that you can click to support more of my content.